As you know, we have a lot of fun here on the Boundless PodTrap, and a big reason for that is our friendship. We would literally do anything for the ones that we love. And that includes using this podcast as a platform to reach out to a wider audience when a friend is in need. And that's what I'm asking here today. If I could borrow just a few minutes of your time for us to be serious for a moment, so I can tell you a little bit about my friend Stephanie and her wonderful husband Alex. Alex was born with a kidney disease and was told he would need a transplant by the age of 10. He is now 36 years old and only has 10% kidney function left. They are saying a 5 to 6 year wait time due to his blood type on the donor list. He is approved at KU Medical Center for a kidney transplant. Living donor is the best option for Alex because he is young. These kidneys last twice as long and the donor experiences little to no side effects at all. If you end up not matching Alex, you can still donate with the paired exchange option. If you are approved, transplant would be at KU Medical Center and all costs would be covered through Alex's insurance. Even lost wages, travel expenses, etc. would be covered as well. If you are interested in donating, you must be in good physical and mental health, at least 18 years or older, and you must have normal kidney function. What would disqualify you from donating would be having uncontrolled high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, HIV, hepatitis, and any acute infection. Now, if it is in your heart or you are curious to see if you are a match for him, please call or text 913-389-1133. Again, 913-389-1133. And let's help Alex find the kidney he deserves so he can be with us for a very long time. We thank you for your time here at the Boundless PodTrap. We now take you to your regularly scheduled program. Enjoy!
Hey peeps, welcome back to a special continuation of our previous episode. We talked so much we had to split it up. So if you haven't listened to the previous, go ahead and check that out. If you're all caught up, then you may proceed.
Well, do you guys want to talk about something that half of us only participate in?
Let's talk about sex, baby.
We already talked about that last week with okay.
Yeah.
So fair. I got a topic I want to talk a little bit about with Tik Tok. Tik Tok.
Tik Tok?
Tik Tok.
Say words normally.
Tortilla.
That's how you say it.
Tortilla.
Hey.
Cheerios.
What? I smelled it.
So when we went to go visit,
yeah.
we went to go visit this guy. The guy was an Australian guy, so he had that Australian accent.
And then
That is the worst Australian accent I've ever heard.
We're gonna go rob a bank.
And never once did it sound like that. I can clarify.
What?
It's like a southern Boston person right there.
Robbing a bank.
It sounded more British.
Just say mate.
Australian and
No, his accent sounded more British than Australian. When he said Australian, I'm like, what? That doesn't. That's not what
I
you
mean,
when he said Melbourne, I knew he was. It's not Melbourne, as most of us say it. Melbourne.
He looked like somebody famous.
Melbourne.
I don't know who it was, but anyways,
Ricky Gervais.
Continue.
Ricky Gervais?
Yeah, Gervais.
He's John Lakewanagagi's cousin, right?
I have to go back and listen. I don't think I messed it. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm usually pretty good on words.
Yep.
Yeah, especially this episode.
All right. So half of us here, we have a mixed bag here. 2 of us are not TikTok users. Don't look at me like that. I will fuck you.
Oh my God.
Good luck finding my clit.
Tune in to last episode. So John and Lonnie are more so on the TikTok user mainframe. Let's not just.
Yeah, I posted one today.
Yes. And Jeremy and myself, I've never had a TikTok. I don't think you have.
No.
I've never partaken.
Never even crossed my mind to have
I feel like for me, if I were to get into it, I'm kind of already ahead of the game here, but if I were to get in it, it'd be like very addicting. Because right now with like Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, like stories and stuff, like I said before, I'm so far in, my legs are asleep, and I'm like, I got to get off the toilet here. Like I'm just,
Sorry, I was looking at my algorithm.
He was on
it's mostly
TikTok.
hot girls. Yeah. I was just curious to see what would come up. It's hot girls.
So I wanted to talk about the social media platforms, TikTok in particular, social media platforms. The main reason for using them is pretty much to connect with people around the world, share content and ideas, build relationships. Social media platforms provide a space
Show your boobs.
for users to express themselves. That's another thing that I kind of wanted to get into too. Well, Not, well, yeah,
I want to get right in there. Lather them up.
motorboat.
Lonnie, have you heard the latest TikTok trend?
What's that? No, I haven't.
So girls are showing their boobs, but in reflections of things. So like the reflections of like a microwave,
Now-
you know, or like a pot or something
He
like that.
did when he told us that. I said that is a TikTok trend I can get aboard on.
I don't like the whole. As much as I like to see this stuff, I don't like to see it on child. Well, it's not necessarily even child friendly, but child user.
No, I
platforms.
get 100% get what you're
So it's like
saying.
my porn should not be on this. There's women who are doing like that. They'll be in their
on my
pajamas
Instagram,
with one leg up, and then they'll slam their leg down, and then they'll be in a thong, and then you can see like the lips just munching that thong. It's like nom nom nom.
Why were they eating their thongs?
No, the vaginal lips where the clitoris. To see last episode. Yes, but it's like there's no. Not that
they're
I
taking them down. We shared some earlier, but they keep taking them down.
Not that I'm
I was
like
gonna
a
show you guys
big
one.
pusher for modesty. I mean, there's sexual art that is very tasteful, but when it's just like there's people who are posting porn on Instagram and stuff, and it's like all they're doing is minimizing the view, so you can see what the hell's going on, but you can't see the details of all that. So it's like, this is porn. This is from Pornhub. I just liked this one earlier today, but
It's in my favorites.
it's like I guess the porn should be separated from your social media. It's not the same thing unless you're using like Pornhub as your social media, Jeremy.
Sure. It's better
But no.
than actual social media.
Social media has become integral to a lot of our daily lives. Millions of people use it pretty much every day, and especially first world countries, second world countries. There's ones that you can share videos, microblogging sites, social networking. A few of them. We got name off a few social media sites.
Twitter,
Facebook,
Facebook.
Instagram,
MySpace,
Tumblr,
Snapchat,
MySpace.
TikTok, MySpace. I loved MySpace, man.
Discord.
Everybody was on the Facebook
Bumble.
bandwagon. And it's like, come
Got
on.
dating apps too.
Not so much. Sorry.
Snapchat. What did we say?
My wife won't let me get a dating app. So,
Why?
she just
You
I don't know.
download plenty of whales.
She likes
She put a lot of thought into her profile.
she punches in the face. So, yeah. So, what is TikTok? TikTok is an app for creating and sharing short videos with a global audience. The app has become a significant cultural force, shaping how people consume and create content and influence the spread of ideas and trends. So, John's talking about these trends and all this stuff, which for me, and probably for Jeremy, there's not
Lonnie,
really
I
much.
sent you one, by the way.
There's not much originality in a lot of the stuff. People will just do a stupid dance and then
So TikTok is teaching youth to be followers.
yes, very much. And part of it, I think, goes a little bit more. I don't know if sinister is the right word, but we'll say sinister. Just posit that one in there. So it's been credited for popularizing like the dance, the styles, certain memes, all that. How much time per day do you think that, like, do you guys have like an app tracker or a time tracker to see how much you spend on certain apps?
Probably, but I don't ever look at it.
Gotcha. You don't want to look at it, or
Both.
Lonnie?
See, I don't spend a ton of time on TikTok. That's probably my least used app.
Yeah,
I just
maybe 5
downloaded
minutes
it
before I go to
for
bed.
Projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Twitter is a different story. Reddit, that's a whole different story.
Reddit, you can kind of get
Like
something.
the reading platforms.
Yeah, Reddit's like the magazine anymore.
Yeah, some crazy ideas and
And porn.
there's more long form stuff there instead of
And
just
porn.
like quick snippets. Oh, and porn too, yeah.
There's porn on Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much any
If you want to find nudes of somebody, go to Reddit.
platform, any social media. What are you doing?
Jeremy's fucking downloading Reddit.
Justin Milani.
I'm on there. Yeah.
Gross.
No, that's Photoshop.
Get that checked
That's
out.
a Photoshop of my head
It
on that
shouldn't
body
be that color.
with my penis on that body. Also, they kind of use TikTok, most any social media platform, for like political advocacy or activism, all that. Some of that is also to other people's detriment. But I think the way that the people use it is it can be more telling. I mean, when you use social media, do you feel like you're more in control, or do you let a lot of the posts and things that come through your way like influence you? I mean, everything has sort of an influence one way or another, but
No, I'm in control.
you think so?
I think so. With my posts that I put up?
With your posts that you put up, yes.
Yes.
But with the things that, how you react to certain things. When you see something, I don't feel like we are in a fact-based society.
No.
I feel people are so reactionary that they'll see something and they just roll with it.
Yeah. I'm very, I don't know if this goes with what you're saying, but like on Facebook's really the only social media platform I'm on. And I'm trying not to be on it as much and reliable, but there's certain posts that are put up by groups or whatever I follow that I speak my mind a lot in. John can verify this.
Yes.
A lot has to do with professional wrestling because I'm very.
Yeah, that's how I see these posts. It's Jeremy's comment.
It's just it's like I have I'm trying to better myself, but there's still things that I'm going to be very passionate about, and I only post the hatred because I'm passionate. Like I was telling you earlier, professional wrestling, passionate about because I've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and a lot of money into running a professional wrestling company, and I tried to make it as best as I could with the limited money I have. And then you have this billion-dollar company that has money at its wherever they just unlimited money, and it's like they do garbage a lot, and it's like, come on.
But with things like the biggest difference, I guess, with Facebook and TikTok is what is TikTok limited to? Like how many seconds of a video can you?
Today I just found out you can make a 10-minute TikTok now.
Really?
Yeah, it's 15
geez.
seconds, 60 seconds, 3 minutes, and 10 minutes now.
But it's pretty much all video based for the most part.
Yes.
I mean, you can add text to your videos, but
Text, voices.
yes. But I think with like a lot of the stuff, especially when it first started off, it was only what 5-10 seconds or so, and then they expanded and expanded and
Well, that
expanded.
was like a Vine.
Yeah, and
Vine evolved into TikTok.
so
Vines were like 5 seconds at the most.
a lot of it is just trying to go viral, trying to
7, yeah. There
7?
you go.
Yeah, a lot of it's just trying to go viral. They're making their repetitive, formulaic trends and all that.
That's
I just thought of my favorite.
That's what's
Vine.
annoying. You're trying to go viral on a video that's already went viral. You're just trying to do it your way. So
Yeah.
it's like it's
It's
not
stealing content.
yeah.
It's not original. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, I could do that dance, and they just redo it. It's like, so?
And that's one reason another reason I hate TikTok is because at my work this year at Halloween time, there were a bunch of TikTok trends that involved being at like a Halloween store and doing something with like a skeleton. And like
Pumpkin
there were
and-
kids dropping these $100 skeletons on the floor
At least you guys got
repeatedly,
paid, right?
trying to get this video right for TikTok. And I don't know how many kids I had to tell, stop it. If you break that, you owe us $100.
Stupid.
And it's annoying. It's teaching them to also be destructive to other people's property and to be disrespectful to businesses and the people that work there.
You stupid.
By trashing the place, by doing some stupid dance on top of a table. This is just something I'm pulling out of my ass.
Oh,
But
I'm pretty sure it's probably been done. I mean, we did
Probably.
planking. Now it's dancing on tables, and But yeah, no, there's a big push with the formulaic viral videos, and I think there's a bit of assertion that it's coming to rewiring our brains in a negative aspect. We're kind of like I
I
said,
don't need that.
we're a split bag. We have 2 people who use it, 2 people who doesn't use it.
Who don't.
Don't correct me.
I'm going to every time.
Like back in 2020, TikTok was the most downloaded app.
Besides Tinder?
Yes, even
Really?
2020.
No shit.
It's like that was in
I guess
lockdown.
2020. Yeah, about to say lockdown. I guess you're not dating in lockdown.
There's been an epidemic that has been established as TikTok brain because of how detrimental it could be or potentially be. It's kind of like Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew has its own cavity. At one point, it was just a drink, but now it's like because you consume so much Mountain Dew, like your teeth are rotten faster than it should. There's a expedient decaying, and it's kind of the same thing with TikTok with our brain or with your guys' brain because Jeremy and I don't use it.
Yeah.
I watch hot girls' boobs bounce up. And
Lonnie
down.
was probably messed up to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, understandable.
I
So,
can't.
Your
yeah,
wallet fell out, by the way.
I can't disagree.
It keeps falling out of these pants. I don't know why.
There's an audio bite from
Uh-oh.
John. It keeps falling out of my
Nah, I keep falling.
So, if you had to,
I don't know why the sound's up. I'm trying to find.
well, even if they have limited time, they just try to get the goods. That way, they can go viral. It's like
Yeah.
they're going to just show their junk,
Oh,
and
these are live. People.
and that's something that all of us have kind of expressed. Like, in order for us to go viral, we have to actually create something worthwhile. You know, we're seeing something that's going to grab people's attention, and because we're not women or identify as such, I mean, like even if we identified, we'd probably go a little bit more viral, but that's going to be more
Should have a lot of like.
not the attention that we want. But
I mean, it's a sad fact. If this podcast was for women, there'd be a lot more listeners. I guarantee it.
Possibly. But women can be catty and they hate each other more.
4 as in numerically. I thought you meant like
Oh, yes.
4
Yes.
women.
Oh no.
That's what I was
This
thinking.
podcast is for women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Women,
I mean,
women
just
in
listen-
prison.
Just listen to that game we had a few weeks ago and you can get off to that.
I did.
But TikTok brain, it has a definition.
No,
It's
that's
a-
the game you lost, remember, at the last second because you overthought it.
Yeah, you
I didn't
sucked at that.
overthink it. I just wanted Justin to win.
But I won.
Thank you. Kind of.
I wanted to shut up.
I won the battle. You won the war.
I won a gift card.
Shut up. I shot myself in the foot like twice.
I won $100.
I know, fuck you.
Okay, so
Thanks,
TikTok
Lonnie.
brain.
And then you just gave it to
We won
Belvin.
the joy of friendship.
TikTok brain, it's a term used to refer to the way in which the app TikTok affects our brain. It's literally digital dementia. It's not helping, at least us in the West. It's not helping us at all. So it's a phrase used to describe the impact that TikTok is having on people's behavior and thought patterns. The app has been criticized for encouraging users to create content that is repetitive, formulaic, or designed to go viral, leading to some to argue that is rewiring users' brain in a negative way. However, others argue that TikTok is simply a reflection of how people are already using social media, and that is not inherently harmful. I don't entirely disagree, but I do. Mainly because the trend in which how we acquire or use or engage into social media, it's not as intentional as it used to be. We are fed things, and TikTok is one of those things that like you can just turn it on and let it go. So it's just gonna, if you like something, its algorithms are fine-tuned to keep on putting you in an echo chamber of things that you have shown to like.
What was that documentary we watched at Chuck's about this, where it was like talking about?
I don't know if I was there for that one. I
Oh.
think that was the one that Lonnie and you.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically doing that. Like it's supposed to be like the inside of TikTok's brain when somebody's doing something like the algorithms and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
So, and I think of this as when people are talking about how fighting games or something like that, it's making people violent. It's like, no, I think it makes violent people more creative.
Right.
Yeah.
But these days, maybe there is more of a argument to that because people are now rewarded for their impulsivity. People are, act a fool and then you're going to go viral. You'll get attention. You'll turn that into something positive and try to redo that. But
Yeah.
also because our laws do not punish you in a measure that is able for you to learn a lesson or so. It's like, I think we have very
Slap on the
lenient
wrist.
laws. People will go in and trash a mom and pop store. And it's like, well, they can't do anything. So it's like, they fucking broke merchandise that cost something and they're not going to pay for it. They're just going to say, hey, well, you can't go back in there.
they don't want to be around me because I will gladly force
Right.
them to pay for it.
Right. I mean, you're the type of person who have wrestled or tackled naked chicks at your place.
I did not.
Yeah, there's video of you doing it.
I called the police in that matter, and
There's video of you holding her down by her
I had a finger on her
clitoris.
on her shoe.
So think of, and this is something that's kind of affected me too. Like think of music. Music kind of rewires our brain. And I think you can kind of attest to this as well. John, maybe so too. I think you're analytical enough. Lonnie, you probably understand this as well.
Wow, way to like.
The way that sounded was,
Yeah.
I don't know how Lonnie's going to take this, but so if you consume like that sappy boy band music or, the message
Fuck
kind
did
of
you look at me when you said that?
Yeah, you should be looking at me.
like the message.
Show me the me.
Exactly. The message sort of becomes your narrative. That's kind of how, like, think of Disney and all that. Like, we're growing up to say, hey, this is how you should treat people. Like, becomes our narrative. We believe that to be true. When we consume so much when it comes to, like, music, like think of Pearl Jam, Black, or Radiohead, Creep. Like, it's just that crying type of thing. And, like, I loved that way back then. And then when I've gotten older, I'm like, I think this has kind of wired my brain to, like, be a simp.
What?
But I mean, I think I realized that maybe like 10 or 15 years ago. It's like, I gotta like introduce myself to other stuff. And that's kind of why I always like to question my values, motives, like, why do I do this? What greater good is this going to be? Like, people don't question themselves so much. I don't want to go too far into like the psychology of that, but TikTok itself, yeah, they sort of like rap music, thug music, all that. Like,
Why the fuck did you look at me when you said that?
Calm down. Hey, put the gun away. But yeah, I mean, they get into that. If you listen to just thug rap or something like that, it's like your mentality is like you got to hustle. The system is against you. It's like no, facts don't stack up to that. When it comes to like murders of a person of a certain race, what you think it is not what you think it is. Look at the actual numbers. These numbers are about 3 or 4 times higher than what you think. It's just the media spins this and not that. But yeah, they just stick themselves into a constant feedback loop, and then they just recycling. And that's exactly what TikTok does. It shows you something that you might have liked, and then you just continue the loop, and then you're stuck. But I feel
I'm stuck in a loop of girls' boobs bouncing around on TikTok, and video game clips.
Like, if we go back to like the music, it sort of emotes this feeling. So say you got like a breakup. And you listen to a breakup song, you're like, oh, fuck, man, like this song is about me. Like it emotes some sort of feeling, and then you want to seek more of that. And then you're sheltered or umbrellaed under this. So it's like that sadness is never going to go away because you like it, because it attached to you somehow.
It.
Yes. So it's like, how are you going to grow if you do not seek past that? You got to go further. But
how am I going to grow
if
when
you won't let me blow?
I don't have a problem with you
no
doing
problem.
that. Sorry, Friends quotes are on the brain. That's my brain being trained for Friends quotes.
Another example is like the boss bitch, like can't tell me shit type of music. It's like it's always those same types of people who have that entitled, I'm a fuck you up type of thing. Like whatever, cheat on him before he cheats on you, and it's like, well, you're not helping anything.
Why the fuck did you look at me when you said that?
Why are you doing that?
Because Lonnie's not here.
Look, because you're the only boyfriend I have.
Lonnie, did you hear that? He just denied your relationship.
Sorry, Lonnie, I love you.
Oh, we can't hear him anymore.
What did you do? Has he been trying to talk this whole time?
Lonnie, can you hear us?
We can hear you through his phone, but not through
I can
our
hear you
headset.
like if you were like the size of an ant.
Talk. What the fuck? Hold on.
He's been trying to probably say shit this whole time.
I don't know if you said anything in a while, but
over here.
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Exactly.
That's why I was laughing. I was picturing Lonnie riding a giant ant up to us, like, hello.
Dad, don't eat me.
Don't eat me now.
all right. As you listeners probably heard, we had a little bit of issues with Lonnie, so we're going to cut
quit
him
because
loose.
we were making fun of TikTok.
Yeah, and he's probably just going to go beat it to
Don't worry, I
naked
sent
chicks on
him some
TikTok.
good ones.
But yes, the pros and cons. I want to go through some of the pros and cons of TikTok. John, since you're more of a TikTok user,
Yeah.
what is the best part of TikTok?
The boobs.
Yeah, I honestly just did I don't know. I get entertained. I'm entertained by it. I follow a lot of video games. Like my streamers will make TikToks of certain clips that are humorous. I literally only look at TikTok like literally 5 minutes before I go to bed. Like it's not like something I'm on all day, or maybe if I'm in a waiting room or something, I'll throw it on if I have headphones in. I don't want to, it's something that I don't listen to unless I'm in a private place, because some of the humor I have, like I follow some comedians that are pretty not
Raunchy.
safe for work. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just 5 seconds of entertainment to numb my brain so I can go to sleep.
Are you a consumer and a creator, or just a consumer?
I make some. I
Gotcha.
made one today. There was a trend where you have to guess the movie in emojis.
Emoji.
Am I saying the word right? Yeah. Or I post my video game clips sometimes too.
Gotcha.
Sometimes I have some fun ones, like that one. Oh, you can't hear it.
Stupid. That's stupid.
My windshield wiper thing broke, so it was just shooting straight up on my hood. So I just made an inappropriate video for it. But,
So entertain and distract,
yep.
spreads ideas and trends, encourages creativity, could promote political activism.
Use the Call of Duty entrance and put theme songs on it.
Stupid.
But yeah, anyway. So this is
That's
stupid
retarded.
things.
But you're laughing.
Yeah.
I'm only laughing because I know you personally. If I watched somebody else do that, like I didn't know who it was, I don't think I would laugh as hard.
It's like, I think
Follow
we
my
all
TikTok,
got,
J Marshall Law.
I think we all got that dark humor. The thing is I'll probably get too addicted to it because I am already when it comes to the other.
Oh yeah, I have a
medias that I
super
use.
addicted personality. I wish I never started a TikTok.
And old TikTok preys on that for the most part.
yeah.
And they're better. TikTok is known as the best algorithm when it comes to finding things that you like. It's
It
like
is
if you
pretty
can
good.
curate something, it's pretty much going to find it for you and deliver. So it's definitely a distraction. It promotes political activism, creates a sense of community, promotes formulaic content. It can encourage creativity depending on how much of a go-getter you are. So depending on...
I just made.
Oh, okay.
I just do the Call of Duty opening to theme songs.
But some of those
Family
also...
Matters next.
Some of those are also on the negative side. So some of the cons. Jeremy, since you've kind of stayed away from it, what are some of the cons, including some of the ones we might have already discussed?
It's depending on if it's a consumer, it's teaching, and a lot of times it's teenagers that I'm assuming are like the most that are on TikTok.
I would imagine.
As
I
consumer,
haven't seen the numbers.
it's teaching them. It's another way for them to not go out and enjoy life. It's another way for them to just sit on their ass with their nose in their phone watching pointless videos that aren't going to teach them shit for the most part, when they could be out in the world doing something. I think it's also a bad thing for people of all ages when they're at work and everybody has their phone on them at work. And I don't know how many times I've walked by people at my work that should be working. They're on the sales floor looking at their phone, watching a TikTok video.
So then another one just plays right after that. They're like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's
what's
like
this?
No work is getting done. And it's just like, I think when people put their phone away, their mind is automatically thinking about not what they should be doing at work, but thinking about, oh, I can't wait to watch the next TikTok video or whatever. It's just, it's meaningless. I know people look at it as a way to be creative, even if you're a artist, or what are they called? There's a consumer, and what did you say? Like a
Content creator.
Like, it's not really teaching people to be creative. To being creative, to me,
With the right
doesn't
mindset, it
involve
can.
your fucking cell phone. If you're going to make videos, you need to have equipment. You
Yeah.
need to have proper equipment. I know cell phones can take amazing videos, but to me, and this is coming from somebody that makes movies, when you're creating a video, there's a process to it. It's not something that you can do on your phone in 10 seconds, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Like, it just, to me, it's like I've said before, it's making people famous that don't deserve to be famous.
Yes. I agree. With the right mindset, it can make you successful. It can make you creative more so. I mean, like, it also kind of, again, back in the feedback loop, you get more attention towards that. So you're riffing off of that, if you will. So some of the things, go ahead.
One other thing, because I'm not saying I've never seen a TikTok video, because I go on YouTube, but when I go on YouTube, I search for like creative things, like people that are making like the Jason Mass, or that create stop motion, or something that takes talent. I watch that. But they also have like YouTube shorts, and a lot of times it's just TikTok videos, because I'm assuming there's a thing where on TikTok, when you share it on TikTok, you can share it to YouTube and stuff like that. And I've watched some, and they all annoy me. And it's not like it's automatically annoying to me just because it's a TikTok video. It's annoying because they add audio from other things, pre-existing things over stuff, and it's just like it's a person mouthing dialogue from a movie. It's like,
Yeah,
if I wanted to see this, I just watch the
movie.
goddamn movie. I don't need to see you. Like, what is creative
It's not
about
clever
this? Yeah.
for you to do this.
Yeah.
Well, a trend that's on like Instagram right now is like, play this song or play this sound. It's like, no, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Playing a sound is going to make you successful. No. It's not how that fucking works.
There's like one where it's like then that stupid girl voice is like, bark at your dog.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
then
can't
it's just
stand
like,
that.
woof. And it's always the same audio of the same person doing it. It's like a guy in a deep voice going, woof. And then it's like women are doing it. It's like, what? If you can't be, you're that lazy, you can't just do the audio of you doing it. Like, why does it have to be the stupid audio? But yeah, it's bark at your dog. Shut your fucking mouth.
That's because people click on that specific soundbite and then go through all the videos.
Possibly.
Instead of It's easier
I don't ever
for
click on it.
someone to find you. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, that's why people are reusing the same thing.
Right. It's like I don't know why that shows up into my shit
I hate
because
that I
I
have to
never
be the pro TikTok guy in this conversation, but
it's like I never
I'll
search for
do
that.
it.
I never like or interact with anything like that. If anything, I kind of unfollow somebody whose just content has just become crap like that and unoriginal. It's like, why am I? It's a waste of time.
there's
That's
some cool trends, but there's also a lot of absolutely terrible ones.
and most of it, like with TikTok, is like dances and stuff. It's like, what are you
those are
planning on doing? Like, is that going to be your profession? How much do you think a dancer makes? Unless you're going a different route of dancing.
Stephanie Love.
Yeah. Props to her though.
Yeah, she does. I don't think
She's
she
in
dances
Miami
much.
right now.
Yeah.
Well, when she does,
And
she
naked.
has a lot of
I found that on social media.
sexual content, and then she has like her in-car rides when she's actually giving advice or giving,
That's true.
you know, something of real, something of her heart.
She's very having known her and talked to her. I mean, we're not like good friends or anything like that, but
That's Michael took that.
having
According to the tag.
talked to her and hearing her story and seeing, like, I think I had a meeting with her like 5 months ago. And at that time she was telling me something and it was kind of like, she was bummed out about it. And I was like, yeah, it is kind of a bummer, but she's like, I'm going to change it and do this. Ever since then, she's taken off. She's got gig after gig after gig. And it's good. It's,
What do you mean gig?
it's good to see that she's
Just
keeping,
kidding.
it's something she loves doing. And I mean, she's broadened her horizons and she's into a lot more things now. And it's inspiring. I mean, it's some people are knowing that what her profession is automatically are just like, ew. But
That's
it's
where
just
my
like, get over it.
I have like a dichotomy with that. Is like the people who are going
you do.
full. Don't look at my dichotomy. The people who are going full on board and embracing something like that, it's like, yeah, she is going all the way, and she's actually
She's
not,
putting in work.
Yes, she's not. She's doing
She
it
put
on
it
a
all the way
shame.
in. I saw it.
All the way, both. Yeah, but it's the people who
She did her first anal one.
the people who don't go all the way. Like there is a need for sex work.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fault that. But the people who are just trying to skirt on the edges is like, yeah, I'll show cleavage. I'll show, you know, just my upper part or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
It's
there's
like,
people that make you pay for their OnlyFans and they're just showing the cleavage.
yeah, or pay for farts or something like that. It's like, what the
Excuse
fuck?
me?
Like, you guys are.
Why the fuck did you look at me?
I'm sorry, man. You have habits.
Those jars have farts in them from very attractive women and lemon head.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
I got one raise. We should
But it's
start collect them all.
Like I said,
And it
there's a
doesn't
need
smell
for
like
sex
lemons.
work, but the people who are just grifting, the people who are doing it half-assed, whereas other people are doing it full ass, you know? That's one thing. So the cons of TikTok,
I see what you did there.
thank you. That's the right one. Okay. So cons going
My
off
favorite part about you hitting a button,
I don't know what it is.
You have you look to the air to see if it's the correct one first.
it's my mental recall.
Yeah.
Your eyes go to a place, you know, to the left.
I'm just trying to put the viewers in the behind the scenes seats
Yeah.
right here.
If you could
what
see-
we can see.
If you knew the amount
Viewers,
of times
listeners.
Justin is staring at the ceiling when he's talking and stuff, you would, when he's thinking.
It's almost like it's written on the ceiling.
It
for
is,
him.
because he's always like, and he does that where it's like, he's like,
Yeah, he's like literally trying to pull it from the air.
yeah.
I'm manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he thinks of it, throws it in the air for later, and then he goes back
Oh,
for
yeah,
it.
there it
Oh,
is.
there's that
It's
is.
in the cloud. It's in the cloud.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry to derail your thought
You'll-
again. Now you're gonna have
you'll
to
hear
look
it on
to
the
air.
replay.
Oh, man. Huh.
You'll hear it on the replay.
Lemon heads farts.
Anyways, so some of the cons of it, yeah, reinforcing existing biases. People get caught in their own echo chambers. Promotes formulaic content. It wastes time. Kind of, you know, like kids are just hunched over looking this. It also promotes like bad posture. Like being glued to a device like this, it's like you gotta fucking stretch. You gotta move around.
Chiropractors love.
That's why I lay
yeah.
down and do it.
Chiropractors love CrossFitters and phone addicts.
Yep. Phone addicts.
Addicts.
It definitely decreases your attention span because having these short clips introduced to your Aretha, nope,
Aretha. My Aretha Franklin.
peripheral. That's the word.
What?
Words are hard.
What's a urethra?
Now I'm hard.
So
aren't-
yeah, it decreases your your attention span with such like rapid pace. Video. You like this, it's feeding you this. It spreads misinformation. It encourages shallow and inauthentic behavior. TikTok and emphasis on popularity of going viral. Yeah, like they don't do it for any good reason. They just want the attention. It's like, it's stupid. Why? Have you
He's looking. He's looking, guys.
Yeah. Have you like came to the source of why you want this? It's all attention and it's shallow. There's no substance to it.
It's like that nurse that not too long ago that got like just like
Railed.
belittled by people because she posted a TikTok video of her after losing one of her patients, and it was to that stupid Sia, is that her name? SIA. Say Sia, I think is her name, but she has a song that's about like I'm invincible today, and it's like the nurse in the hallway like crying, and it's just like to that song, and it just says just lost a patient, but I got 5 more hours to go. I got to do this, and people are just like, why would you post that? There's no you took the time to set your phone up on something to make sure you were in frame, and then you started acting, and so I'm so glad she got called out on it. I think she lost her job because of it.
She should.
And it's just like, that's
your attention is more important than the safety or medical process of other people.
It's teaching people to try to get attention for everything. That's why it's the same thing with Facebook. I mean, any post you're putting out there is for attention. That's why there's, a lot of people, it annoys me when people are in car accidents. The first thing they do is take a picture of it and post on social media like, my day couldn't get any worse. It's like,
yes, it could.
Yeah, you probably should talk to the person you hit and exchange information. And
there's a big, and I hate this. It's like, I have no patience. Okay, if you have a legitimate reason or incident or some sort of something, then that's one thing. But if you are taking the time to cry on video, swipe, I don't fucking care. Yeah. You only want the attention and you're looking for sympathy points. It's like there is nothing.
Cried in 3 years, and I think I'm broken, guys. But when I do, I'm gonna post it on social media.
But yeah, no, it's
with
very
the Cheers theme.
It's inauthentic. It's inauthentic. I can't even say the word.
Inauthentic. You can't say most words today. In last episode and the episode before that.
That's because somebody didn't put them where I left them.
That's true. We did have a breeze in here.
I turned the AC on.
All my words are gone.
That's what it is.
So yeah, it has a negative impact on mental health. That's a huge, like mental health has kind of been, and I hate when people are trying to use like acknowledgement or what's the word? Not acknowledgement, awareness. Mental health awareness is, of course, where everybody's aware of what mental health is.
Oh, yeah.
But like the softness of or the constant softness, I should say. There is a time when you need to be gentle with yourself, but there is that time where you need to pick yourself back up. It's like when you're grieving for something, if you never advance to that next level and you just sit, because everybody's just going to feed you that attention. It's like, oh, well, let him be because this is how he is. No, you're letting him adapt that label now because that's what you fed him. Now he's comfortable and he will never grow.
What are your guys' thoughts when people, because I see this so much on Facebook all the time, when people post about like, please send your prayers my way, my blah, 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 it's in the hospital. It's just like,
it's a waste.
To me, I'm like, what do you, like, spend time with them? Like, do you, I don't know.
Anytime somebody says thoughts or prayers or my prayers or whatever, for me, that is you taking attention away from that because you want to. You want to feel like you're doing something.
You want the sympathy from everybody.
Yes. It's like, look at me. I am brave. I have done my part. No, you haven't. You've done shit.
Yeah.
But some people like that to know that people are thinking about them and thinking about their situation.
Yes, but it does nothing.
Like it helps them personally.
There's I
could see both
it that way, but I
think
think most people do it because they want to get, and especially too when it's just like, please send prayers my way. My great uncle's twice removed cousin that I've only seen like once in my life when I was 9 years old is in the hospital.
So sad.
Yeah, it's like, woe is me.
Yeah, that's another thing because it also degrades our mental health when we are so attached to. I mean, we're supposed to be more of a community. But when we are sending our hearts so far away to other worlds and, communities and stuff, it's like that drains us emotionally. And it's like, yes, I am a very sympathetic person when I see like children dying from different countries. The earthquake that just happened in Turkey is like, fuck, man. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Seeing the dude like holding his daughter's hand and his daughter is crushed underneath this rubble. You see her hair sticking out and her hand is out, and like as a father, fuck, man. But like I have to focus on my own community because I have to be prepared in times and situations where things like that happen here. Although it's not going to happen in the Midwest. We'll have tornadoes before we have earthquakes. But it's like we can't be so attached to so far away. We need to build each other up locally. I feel like that's how civilizations are supposed to be. More smaller communities work a lot better. When a hand is over like a whole country, there's so much divisiveness. It's like not everybody's going to agree on something. So in the smaller groups, people will have more agreeability.
Right.
But there's going back to mental debilitating factors or things like there's studies showing that TikTok is causing teenage girls to develop tics. Girls who are
To develop what?
tics.
Okay. All right.
You and I both at the same time.
Excuse me? It's for real? Excuse me?
And on to our next topic.
No, tics.
How
so it's
are
like
we on the air?
they are going through.
What do you call it?
There's a corner of TikTok that is just like, you know, even other social media platforms, but TikTok in particular, since this is what we're talking about, where there's a rabbit hole of content creators who have Tourette's, who have debilitating like Tourette's. And like, because they're so used to this, the viewers are kind of developing it. It's digital, like, what's the word?
I don't know. I don't
Contagion. It's like a digital contagion. It's really hard. It doesn't make sense, but whatever. Moving on. There's a study. Check it out. So it's potentially addictive, can perpetuate harmful content. So people who are preaching, like, let's go back to like the thoughts and prayers. Again, what I was going to say is like, there's a Buddhist quote that I remember from since I was like in middle school. It's like, you know, 2 hands working is more efficient or better than 1,000 clasp in prayer. It's like you will do so much more.
Especially in masturbation.
Yes. 2-handed?
Yeah, fuck it.
It's like
I
a
wish.
threesome.
Yeah. Maybe you sit on your hand to make it numb.
Oh, the stranger.
The stranger.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you were going to say carpal tunnel.
Oh. But no, I mean like
Carpool with who? Down a tunnel?
like it spreads harmful. Like there's a few people that I follow who share nothing but like race content. But it's like this, you don't think you know the history and this is what actually happened. It's like, this is what happened in small corners or small pockets or something. Why are you doing the voice?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you doing the voice? Why that voice?
That's how some of the people talk. And it's like, it's very,
Some of the people
yeah,
are
content creators.
Okay.
Some of the content creators talk. So like acknowledging culture is racism, but not acknowledging them is racist. It's like, you can't have it both ways. When people are like redefining certain words and then the constant spread of this, it's like the bullshit. Racism is power plus this, whatever. It's like, or fuck, what's the word?
Power plus. I was never good at math.
Stereotype. I don't know.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
not
I'm really good at math.
when people claim racism, when it's actually like just,
Racial profiling?
it's kind of profiling. It's closer to the
Come
word.
on, spin it. Get our brains moving here.
Whatever.
It's,
Pass.
I kind of know what you're saying, but I can't figure it out either.
propaganda.
It starts with the D, I think. We're going to be here all night. Listeners already know what it is.
I
It'll
know,
come
they're
to
just
me.
yelling
Anyways,
at us.
so it spreads ideas and
We'll
trends.
just cut it out that we just knew it right away.
Yeah.
It promotes political activism.
I know what you can do. Act like you know the word, and when you go to say it, hit the bleep button. So it sounds like you know what the word is, but you're really not saying it. And go.
No, because of those.
Even better.
It raises privacy concerns. So TikTok.
Now it's gonna bother me until we figure that out.
It starts with a D, I think. I'm pretty sure. It
See,
starts
that's
with a D.
throwing me off even more.
Dictation.
So say it again. When somebody does what?
So if they're identifying somebody of a certain sex or gender or creed or race or something like that, it's not derogatory. It's profiling. It's another word for profiling, but it's kind of demeaning in a sense.
We're all
me
trying
see
to just figure out one fucking word.
Depict.
Nope. I think it's prejudice, maybe. I think that's more accurate.
Yep, that starts with a D.
Yep. It's an upside down B. D. Blah. Might have been B. Fuck, whatever. So yeah, it also raises privacy concerns. TikTok's parent company ByteDance is based in China, which has led to the concerns about the app's privacy and security practices, or it has access to users' info. So there's a lot of talk about
Demographic?
like China getting into our information and all this, but we have kids who are going to give their opinions or of their information freely online. They're just gonna be like, I don't care. I put all of my shit out there. Like one of my sisters does this all the time. It's like, you do not need to be sharing this. This is your personal drama. Of course, drama is going to follow you everywhere because you're the one who's creating all of this. But so the pros versus cons. Nearly every positive claim can be countered with a negative claim. And I think the negative claims outweigh the positive claims when it comes to TikTok. With its popularity, it's become
Depiction?
Not depiction. It's pretty much prejudice.
Sorry, I'm trying.
I think the word I'm looking for is prejudice.
I'm gonna let it go.
Power plus prejudice is racism, is what they're trying to say, which is entirely bullshit because you're redefining a word that you need to just create another word for it if that's the word you want to use. If that's the case, then everybody is racist because
That's true.
to say that, you've never had power over, or I've never had power, is like, yes, every culture has had power over other people, including their own. But yes, with its popularity, it's become a significant cultural force, shaping how people consume and create content and spread influences, ideas, and trends. So our decrease of attention spans. Like, have you ever talked to a kid and they're listening and then all of a sudden they're in their phone and,
Like everyone I work with.
or you can't watch a full movie without them like, all right, like they can't sit through 10, 15 minutes of something that's actually getting good.
Mikey.
Ooh, call him out like that.
He doesn't listen.
But yeah, the app's algorithms.
I'm gonna tell him to listen to this one. Like, hey man, I talked about you.
So it's based on your the user's viewing habits, and it's criticized for creating echo chambers and reinforcing users' existing biases. So if there's a narrative that is just undeniably false, and that's all you hear, you think that's the popular narrative. It's like, no, you've just trapped yourself in this, and then you're going to be so divisive as creating your own enemies. It's like, oh, you think this way? Like when it comes to political labels, Democrat, Republican, they're automatically your enemy. It's like, no, you probably have more things in common than not.
Then
Yeah. But it's like you want to create these enemies, and it's
I always say there's too much red and white, or red and blue, and there needs to be a lot more fucking purple.
Yes.
Like you just said, just because you're a Democrat, that means the Republican's automatically your enemy. Like that mindset needs to stop.
Like
and
I said,
that would start to solve
right
a lot of issues that we have, especially with politics.
When it comes to a position, how we said earlier on, what was it, the menu thing? There is 4 positions that you can take. You can take the positive, the negative, the I don't care, or I don't know. So, and I think a lot of people are in the I don't know, but go to the positive. They're like, I know everything I need to know. You are this. You identify as this label. I already know everything. It's like when I'm talking about topics, it's like you need to define your definitions. That way everybody is operating under the same ideas of certain things. It's like if I'm using certain words, I guess the way I think of certain things, like opposite. What is the opposite of blue?
Red.
What is the opposite of night?
Day.
See, and that's the way that you define opposite, but I don't define opposite like that. I define that as more of a counter. Opposite for red is not red. Opposite for day is not day. It's like I do the negative of what it actually is. That's my definition of certain things. So there's words that are used to define certain things, but if people are using the wrong words, they're arguing over semantics. They're not using, they're fighting for no reason. And that's what the higher ups are trying to feed the peasants or so. It's like, let them argue, let them work it out themselves. But yeah, TikTok.
This all started with TikTok. Fucking TikTok. I'm deleting it right now.
Do it and show me some boobs first.
Okay.
So not just TikTok, but
Instagram.
Excessive screen time alters gray matter, which increases mental disorder and impairing memories and learning, a factor of dementia. Also, chronic sensory overstimulation during early stages increases accelerated neurodegeneration in adulthood. So like amnesia and dementia. So a lot of people don't take care of their brains. And the brain is like your necessary organ for anything for the most part.
Right.
I mean, like you need your brain just to breathe.
The engine of your body.
That's going to create your heart to keep continuously pumping. But people don't care. They like to be droned out and just turn everything off. So There's a development in the frontal cortex that can be stunted, the part of the learning decision control and impulse control, your frontal cortex. Full development for males are usually late teens and females are mid-20s, sort of like learning habits before knowing the importance. So it's like if you're stuck in these bad habits, the older you get, the harder it's going to get out of it. So, and people, I feel like they know this, but they don't care. And they think
it takes 3 weeks to break a habit.
that's what they say.
I feel like that's kind of true, though.
It is. It's also, and it's so easy to break.
3 weeks, you know.
Jeremy, when you're doing when you were on more of a dieting habit, it only takes a weekend to kill your habit. You can build it up so much, but if you come down sick or if you change your morning routine due to work or something like that, your habit is squashed. It's going to take all that time to build it back up. Anything negative spreads so much faster, especially when it comes to content. Positive information is like, good for you. Negative, oh my God, did you hear what they did? Did you see this? They're showing this.
3 times as many people negative than you do something positive.
It's kind of like when you read reviews.
Yeah.
Most people leave reviews only when it's a bad experience they had. They don't leave like the positives usually. That's why when I was looking for an apartment, people were just like, well, you got to read the reviews. And I'm like, every apartment has shit reviews because the people
because of the one experience they had in the 365 days they lived there.
Yeah, that's what stands out, and that's
they didn't shovel my walkway one time.
Yeah, they're not going to say like I lived there for 3 years and it was great. And it's just like people don't think to leave the positive. It's always just the negative, and I should know.
Well, they think that's what's the most important. It's like happiness is like a candle. You can light a million candles with one candle, but it only takes one breath.
I actually have a candle that's called happiness, and it smells amazing.
You can't spell happiness without penis. So this is only an assumption.
Yes, you can.
No,
you can't say it. Happiness.
This is for me. I think this is only an assumption, but I think what are you doing?
Keep up, Anonymous.
Why does he all get all the good ones?
Oh boy.
But yeah, what is like the turnover rate at your job? How fast are people in and out?
I mean, I don't have exact numbers, but it
seems high.
Yeah, it seems. Well, unfortunately, we live in a society that gives you mental health days, so people just take advantage of that. They don't actually.
We don't have that in my job.
You know, I've had people call out sick 12 times since they've been there in 3 months, and I've called out twice in 15 years. You know what I mean? So it's people are getting more in jobs. They are limited now. Like people can turn instantly and be like, "Oh, I had a mental health day, and that's why I didn't come into work." And it's like, no, you were just fucking lazy. And
we
now
saw
you're
your
using
social
that
media.
You were at the bar. Yeah, exactly.
Don't get me started with the people at my work. I mean, they use surgeries for any excuse to get out of working and to have to do anything at work.
This one kid's grandma's died 3 times.
Yeah,
that's what I like. That is what I like about having a new job is you have a full roster of grandparents.
Yeah, you sure do.
But yeah, I mean, turn around. I mean, when they get told they have to actually do stuff, and then there's like one rough day where they're busy and we got slammed and destroyed, they want to quit, and it's like that's too much work for them. Like, guess what? That's what some days are. There's also days where you're standing around doing fucking nothing.
Not every job, and I hate how yes, you should try to learn to appreciate something about your job, but you don't have to love it. You know, it is going to make you money. It is going to provide a income, something to provide for your family if you have one. But people think that they have to love it, or if it's too hard, they can just quit. It's kind of like watching a video, and they use their jobs like watching TikTok.
Or people think that they can stay home and make TikToks and be financial gurus, and it's very rare.
It's like, you don't have the breast for that.
Sorry you had...
David.
Shout out to Yell Zero. She doesn't listen, but her tits are great.
So there's restrictions with China and America. They're totally different. There's somebody who's done some studies as far as like the content censorship. Chinese government has strict censorship laws that prohibit certain types of content, such as political sensitive material, from appearing on platform. TikTok censors content in order to comply with these laws. Their laws are a lot more staunch. The government controls what they see in a way that is good, but I don't think, I mean, because we have a society that does not know how to temper their discipline, they can't just turn it off at a certain time. Whereas children in China, they have 45 minutes of TikTok use that they're able to use. And when they do, it's usually geared towards something of education, science background, something more positive. And the guy who did this study, what was his name? He said something very profound. What do you say? I'm just going to go off. how I can recall it. It's in my notes somewhere. But
I feel like also limiting people, like what you can make. Like, so if China's limiting certain content, like it forces you to be more creative.
Yeah.
And make content.
Kind of how Jeremy has said many times. It's like when our imagination as kids, like we can go out with a stick and just.
That was a Hogwarts meme. It was like me at 7. Expelliarmus, me at 28. Expelliarmus with the same stick.
But yeah, China has limitation on foreign content. So most of the stuff is within their
home.
Yeah. Real name registration. So you can't hide behind a name. You have to use your actual name to engage.
I basically do.
So as much as I like to have a made up name, I think that people who use tags like poop fuck, in order to get away with vile
69.
things. Yeah. So monitoring of user behavior, they actually can check your status, and they have, what do they call it, a social status or a social number mark or whatever. You're pretty much a number, and you can go up or down depending on
social security number.
Not a social security. That's just kind of access to certain needs or restrictions ourselves, but limited availability in certain regions. Overall, these restrictions are designed to help the Chinese government maintain control of the information that is available to its citizens. So in USA, we have security concerns. Like I said, we put all our shit out there as a body of America. Or our
and
body.
they put their bodies out there.
Yeah. And we have ban on federal devices. So on a government device, you can't use it. Review by Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States, or the CFIUS. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is undergoing a review of the CFIUS, which will determine whether the company's ownership, if it poses a risk to us. So legal changes. TikTok has faced several legal changes in the U.S., including lawsuits related to privacy and data security. Nothing pretty much has come of that. Everything has been swept under the rug. Pressure from political figures. We have people in like church or in a public office who use their social platform as a way to, you're not supposed to, you should advertise if you are doing something good.
Yeah.
In certain political environments, yes, that's good. But if you're just going for a number, usually if something is religious based, this is just my personal preference. It's like, you're making it hard. You might fight for a lot of good things that'll benefit me, but it's like when you lead with just something like that, it's like, when people are easily led with that, they're easily, what's the word?
Manipulated?
Manipulated, yes. They can easily be turned to the other side. So kind of how like when Trump has swapped positions from Dem to Reb. But overall, these restrictions are a response to concerns about the potential impact of TikTok. Factors influencing mental health in China. They have a better cultural. They're more about family, whereas we have to rely on friends and we can be cast off from our family. It's like, well, you believe like this. You have the blue hair. You're a ABC person, so fuck you. Whereas they police themselves a little bit better within the family. They have a better healthcare system. In America,
Everybody does.
Mental health treatment is often tied to private insurance, whereas in China, it's typically provided through public health system. Economic factors. Rapid pace of economic development has led to increased level of stress and anxiety, whereas in America, the economic disparities between the rich and poor can contribute to stress and mental health issues. Social support networks like family and friends. Sort of a double-edged sword that your addiction is directly tied to your support group for some. So if you use TikTok as a community and then you want to try to cut off of it because of your addiction, that's also your support system too, that people are following. So lifestyle factors. In China, for example, traditional diet, high carbohydrates and low in protein has been linked to depression, while in America, sedentary lifestyle and poor sleep habits can contribute to mental health issues. My personal thoughts when it comes to the overall fitness is that the brain is one of the most important bodily functions. While they are lacking in primary maximal nutrition, like if they increase their protein intake, they could be much better. They have more of a physical discipline. They have ads on TikTok that says, hey kids, get the fuck off, like go exercise, go do something. Whereas we don't get that shit.
Right, it's sad that you have to have a commercial to tell you to go play outside.
Yes. So difference is obviously
go touch grass, nerd.
Yeah, obviously the content, the language, the popularity, the privacy concerns, parental involvement, cultural context, use of psychiatric medication. I'm going to skip through like a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
right
how
here.
much fucking longer do you? We've been talking about this for like an hour and a half.
Not that long, but
10:10.
220.
Other concerns.
220. Remember when that was a thing?
Other concerns. We got stolen identity. We can easily, The youth freely gives everything out there. We can't call it like a Chinese spy balloon.
It's not just the youth too. Like parents are posting like where their kids go to school and
Oh yeah.
Like
Like,
my friend we're going out of town.
I know it's an issue on like Instagram, but like there's full profiles.
I'm guilty
of,
of it too.
Like no name people, just
Yeah, they all
profiles
add me.
who follow like kids who dance and shit like that. It's like, ooh, I don't know about you, but yeah, like
All right,
you
I'll
can't
delete
call
my
it
profile.
a Chinese spy balloon because last time we called something Chinese, like the Chinese virus, we got shit for it. So it's COVID-19. So it has to be like spy balloon 2023. So calling something by its origin is racist.
Offensive.
Yeah. Even though everybody knows what you're talking about, it's kind of like if I'm going to say something that insinuates a certain word with a hard R, it's like you all know what word I'm thinking of right now. You all are saying it in your mind. What's so different about saying it out loud? It's like it's not an Egyptian curse, or sorry, a correction, an 8000 BCE curse, because that's when Egypt.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. So the creator of TikTok admitted it went down a wrong path, but the time the beast was already released. So when he created it, he's like, I don't fucking.
Brock.
Yeah. China had its hand. China has had its hand in tried to fight against what they call the U.S. tittytainment. So that's a word that they use is tittytainment.
Titainment?
Yes, that's pretty much all we have. Sex sells here in America.
Yes.
We don't have
Feet
laws.
pictures sell.
Oh yeah, anything. So
Go on.
they say if they have to rely on capitalists as their main force of anti-imperialist and cooperate to the U.S. tittytainment strategy, our young people will lose their strong and
How is
masculine
that
vibes.
not a fucking strip club name?
Tittytainment?
Tittytainment?
That's the
So,
name
yeah.
of my first album.
China says if we pretty much go our way, we're going to end up destroying ourselves. So with that, they put bans on themselves and open the floodgates for us to go and move and to collapse ourselves. It's Go, as in like the game Go. It's like chess, but it's better. Have you ever played Go? Or Ego? Or Weishi?
No.
It's good shit.
And then
Yes.
I
Quesadilla?
like chess. I haven't played it in a while though.
But yeah. So hold on. Hold on, guys. I got to take this one. What? Hello? Yeah, Your Excellency? Yes, President Xi Jinping. Forgiveness. 对不起。是的。
Oh, sorry.
是的。是的，我明白。不。谢谢，我想。
Tell Crystal I said hi.
What the fuck, dude? Sorry, I had to take that one. It's a very important call. So everything that we just talked about with China, just forget that, okay?
Wow.
Thank you. I can go for some 660 food right now. No offense to 221 BC food, which we were just talking about.
Oh,
That's it. Love you. Thanks for this informational topic.
he's always got to do something.
Don't worry, we'll clip it and put it on TikTok for you.
Oh.
That podcast do anything for you? Well, that's not all. Stay tuned next week for the continuation of this episode, or whenever these things come out. Later.